I'm Esther Harlow, 59, former trauma nurse, single mom, gardener who still cans peaches every August. Small town outside Asheville knows me as the black woman with the steady hands and the laugh that carries. They used to mutter half-breed when I passed. I let it slide. Until it came for my daughter. Late fall. Sky the color of wet slate. I was hauling home the season's last squash when my phone lit up with a number I didn't know. Esther? It's Jonah Reed. I hunt the ridge above the old slate quarry. Your daughter, she's in rough shape. Barely conscious. Has your emergency contact on her? The steering wheel went slick in my palms. My girl, Harper, 35, brilliant grant writer, married into the Whitaker fortune 7 years back. Her husband, Reed Whitaker, always deferred to his mother, Vivian Whitaker, the polished philanthropist chair of the Bright Futures Fund. Vivian never hid her disdain. To her, my lineage was a smudge on their marble staircase. I fishtailed the Subaru onto the gravel track. Heart hammering. 8 miles of washboard road. Every rut felt personal. Jonah waited beside his Jeep, face grim. Harper lay 50 yards in, half buried under wet needles. One eye swollen shut. Lip split. Left forearm bent wrong. Designer coat torn to rags. She tried to focus when I reached her. Mom, Vivian said, my blood taints the bloodline. The baby, she wanted it gone. Fury arrived cold and surgical, the way it does when you've sutured enough gunshot wounds to know rage without noise is deadlier. Harper refused the ER. Reed will side with her. They fund half the board. Evidence disappears. She winced, hand protective over her belly. I photographed ledgers. Bright futures, hundreds of millions raised for pediatric cancer. Maybe 70 cents on the dollar ever reached a hospital. The rest funneled through paper companies to accounts in Belize. She'd confronted Vivian privately. Got invited for a quiet drive to view a conservation parcel. Then a crowbar from the trunk. Repeated blows. Vivian drove away assuming hypothermia would tidy the rest. I half-carried, half-dragged her to the car. Drove blacked out until we hit pavement. At the house I stabilized her. Ice, sling, prescription-grade anti-inflammatories from my old kit. She slept. I sat in the dark remembering my father, a medic in the Gulf, who drilled into me and my brother Caleb one rule above all. When they come for yours, you become the storm they never saw coming. Text to Caleb, * Dad's old playbook. Harper's in trouble. Need you yesterday. *. He rolled in at first light, broad shoulders, Ranger ink faded but discipline still sharp. We relocated Harper to the family's off-grid cabin on Black Oak Lake. No cell coverage. Only way in was four-wheeler or fit. Perfect. While Harper mended, Caleb worked his network. Bank trails confirmed, Vivian siphoned $6.2 million over a decade. Ghost vendors, inflated program support fees, money vanishing into trusts she controlled solo. Deeper dig uncovered hospital notes from 3 years prior. Harper's first pregnancy ended at 10 weeks. Not random. Trace amounts of misoprostol analogs in blood work. Delivered via health smoothies Vivian insisted on sending weekly. Reed was aware. Stayed silent. The knockout punch, Vivian's 3-year affair with a 29-year-old marketing director at the Whitaker Resorts. Shared safe deposit box. Transfers matching the siphoned charity funds. We packaged it clean, Harper's injury photos, transaction chains, affair snapshots, toxicology summaries, and sent it to Victor Whitaker, the patriarch who still signed every major check. One sentence in the subject line, * your wife tried to erase your grandchild. Meet or the boardroom sees this tomorrow. *. He arrived at a roadside cafe off the interstate. No entourage visible. Steel gray eyes scanned us like balance sheets. Victor absorbed the folder page by page. When the lover photos landed, something cracked behind his composure. Name your terms. Harper walks away whole, I said. Full custody. 7-figure trust for her and the child. Vivian never breathes the same air as them again. And in return? No press. No DA. You clean your own house. He stared at his coffee for a full minute. I spent 40 years building something clean. Turns out the rot was in my bed. Deal sealed. 2 weeks later, dissolution papers expedited, settlement wired, Vivian relocated for health reasons to a remote villa in Uruguay, visa restrictions, monitored accounts, permanent exile. Reed got a modest annuity and a very clear message to stay gone. Victor assumed direct oversight of Bright Futures, full forensic audit, donor refunds, new leadership. Harper delivered in early spring.
A son.
We named him Elias, after my father who taught us how to stand when the ground itself tries to swallow you.
Victor comes every third Sunday.
Brings board books and wooden trains. Sits on the porch while Elias gums his fist and stares at the man with silver hair who looks at him like he's the only asset that ever mattered.
Harper allows it.
He gets to love the boy, she says. But he doesn't get to rewrite the past. Reed tried once, showed up pale and rehearsed.
Harper met him at the gate. You knew she was poisoning me. You chose quiet.
Elias will never learn that lesson from you.
He left without argument. Door closed. Chapter done.
Elias has my mother's cheekbones, my father's watchful gaze. When he grabs my finger his grip is already fierce.
They tried to call his blood wrong. We call it forged.
If this one stayed with you, tap like, share with someone carrying silent weight, and subscribe. We keep telling the stories that remind us we're still here.
Next video drops tonight. Love y'all. Keep breathing. Keep fighting.